Hey, yes sir, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy D Nally, aka Don Swally, and we are back at it with another Forza Horizon 3 build video, man. We are in It's Just a Six's Ford Mustang. A little spoiler alert, it's not just the 6. But as you guys know, we take a request from every video uploaded on the channel, and today's request is coming from a couple people, so I'm just going to run through the list real quick. Marcelo Carrasco, The Andy Show, and Colin H Vlogs all want to see STREETSPEED717's Grandpa's C6 build. Now, I've been following Street Speed for quite some time. I think it was back when he had the Hellcat and Doug DeMuro almost drove it off the road. So I've been a viewer for quite some time, man. Now the C6 is one of those cars that, even though it's a little bit older, it's still relatively new, and yet it's still old enough to call the Grandpa Corvette. So we're going to just skim through here, see if we can find that body style. Now, the body style that we're looking for with the C6, I believe, was 2005 to 2013, which it looks like the ZR1 does fall into that specific body style. However, if you guys know, Street Speed does have just the, the regular C6 NA, whereas if I'm not mistaken, this is a supercharged Corvette. Nonetheless, we are going to buy this car because it is the body style. We're going to start out in, I guess, yellow and work our way towards what Street Speed has done with his car. Now, I have seen this request pop up on the channel before, and I was a little reluctant to do it because I know Street Speed was talking about wrapping this thing for quite some time now. You know, I figured we might as well just go ahead and take care of this, since it doesn't look like the wrap's going to be coming anytime soon. Currently, the car is at Diablo Formula Racing, getting some issues worked out. We'll just say that. As you can see, we do have the stock supercharger. Those twins, I know Mike was saying he bought some twin turbos for the C6, yet to be put on, so we're going to just steer away from that specific modification for the time being. Now with the front, I wish we could get rid of that carbon fiber front lip, because as you guys know, the regular C6 does not have that. Nonetheless, we are going to have to leave the carbon fiber spoiler and skirt package on the side here. But I think this car will still look pretty good nonetheless. Now, as far as tire compound goes, this thing has a big old set of Mickey Thompson slicks. We don't have the Mickey Thompson tire lettering, but what we do have is this Horizon Edition tire. So we're going to go ahead and install those, as well as some big fat tires, both front and back. Now the rims is really where this comes down to the originality, because this is the only thing that really sets this car off visually from a stock C6. So I'm going to skim through a couple of wheel options here, let you guys know when I find something that suits this car. Now, upon looking at a couple of sets, I think I'm going to go with these Weld Racing. Looks pretty much identical. These could actually almost be the same wheel, just a little bit wider in diameter. But I'm going to go ahead and install those on the car to give us that nice drag stance. Now, unfortunately, we can't beef up the offset, which is what I would do in the rear if I had the option. But we're going to go ahead, upgrade the clutch, leave the transmission and everything else the way that it is. Since this is a ZR1, it's probably not going to need too many modifications in that department. Same goes for the suspension. I'm just going to lower it just a little bit. Now, as far as modifications go, we are going to put an intake, big old exhaust on this thing. I do know that Street Speed has put cams on this thing. Nice shot of nitrous, which it doesn't look like we have an option for, and obviously tuned by Diablo Formula Racing. But because this is a ZR1, sorry, I guess ZL1 would be a Camaro, I am just going to stop at intake, cams, and exhaust. And hopefully this thing isn't too much of a handful, and it will replicate Mike's build, somewhat decently. Decently? I'm going to go with decently. Alrighty, so as far as the springs go, this thing is not really that low. I'm going to be honest with you, but I think I am going to stance this thing out just a little bit higher than it would be on the springs. And you know, just to keep that simplicity of it. Now, as far as the designs and paints go, like I say, Mike has been, he's been saying he's going to wrap this thing for quite some time, but as it sits right now, it has that manufacturer dark blue color on it. So what I think I'm going to do is try to replicate that as best as I can. And I think this is going to be it right here. That nice dark midnight blue happening here. We're going to go ahead and paint the wheels black as well, even though they do have the little white accents on the wheels. Generally, pretty much black all the way around. We're going to go ahead and save that to the current car. And with that being said, I think we are just about ready to hit the road. Now, once this thing does get wrapped, we may come back and redo this build. Before the time being, I think this thing is looking super sexy. Sounds amazing. Let's get her out onto the road and see what she can do. Now, if you guys want to see me take, you know, builds to a different part of the Forza Horizon map, let me know. I just run this particular section because in my opinion, it is the best area in Forza. Now, right off of the bat, we just got out of It's Just a Six's Ford Mustang build. I'm going to tell you right now, that thing handles 100 times better than this Corvette does. Maybe because it's much newer. Ford's doing a lot of great stuff. It was a GT350R as well, so I'll have to take that into consideration. But I mean, just as far as everything keeping, you know, nice and planted coming around turns, this car right here it's a handful, man. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, you know, with a little bit of practice, I think we'll be able to get the hang of this thing. Big old Raptor there. Now, for those of you guys who are familiar with STREETSPEED717's channel, he started out with the Hellcat, and then just took a complete turn and just down that Corvette wormhole for the last couple of years now, which I can respect, man. I am a GM fan. I'd say I'm more of a GM fan than I am a Dodge fan for sure. I definitely would buy a GM over a Dodge. You know, 9 times out of 10, possibly the only Dodge that I might consider getting would be a Ram pickup truck, only because I really like the look. But I drive one at work, and I gotta say, the thing is, it's always got a check engine light on for something. It's always got, you know, the tire pressure monitor system is just, I don't know what's going on with Dodge and all these sensors, man. They really got to get it together. However, the Hellcat, and of course the Demon, in a league of their own. I mean, if you're getting a car like that, you're obviously not buying it because it's reliable and you know, it's a good daily driver. You're buying it because you want to just absolutely tear up streets, which I totally get, man. But if I had a choice for an older used vehicle, I would for sure switch to Chevy over than, you know, preferably Dodge. But I mean, Ford's doing some pretty good stuff nowadays too. If you were to ask me 10 years ago, I wouldn't touch a Ford, but you know, these last couple of years, once they started producing the STs and the Raptors and stuff like that, they're doing some pretty impressive stuff with their vehicles, man. I can't lie. But as far as this one goes, this build, I'm gonna say, with nice nitrous tuning, once he gets those twin turbos on here, I'd say we're not gonna be far off with this build to where Street Speed is with his C6, man. Looks good, sounds good, definitely drives amazing. Not quite the body style that we're looking for, but nonetheless, man, I think we can call this one a success. So as always, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys want to see more and you are not subscribed yet, definitely do so. You know, we're doing this on the regular, putting out a video a week. I was doing the daily uploads, but it's a lot, especially when you got a full-time job. Plus another YouTube channel that I do where I do real life car videos. Link to that channel will be down in the description. But yeah, man, we're dialing it back just a little bit, and it's a nice, comfortable situation for me, and I feel you guys. But as always, I am your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and with that being said, we're gonna catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace. Recovery of a right. lifetime. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Yeah, just keep on rolling there. Yeah, yeah. Don't worry about the racer or anything.